Right, here we go. Namaste everyone, welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh. We meet every Sunday, 8 a.m. US Pacific time, which is time on the west coast of the US, and learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are completely new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. For those of you who are interested in joining the live interactive classes we have every Sunday, you can find all the details on this page, which is tiny.cc/Hindi University. I really encourage you to check out all the pages of this page, tiny.cc, because it has all the details about how to join the Sunday classes. Also, if you go to each tab, you will find details about the practice sessions that we have. And practice sessions are for all levels. If you're a beginner, you can join the sessions for the beginner level. If you're intermediate, similarly if you're advanced. So for all levels, you can find the details of the practice sessions here. Also, you can find details about the books we've been following. We followed the last year as well as this year. So last year we followed, Rupert Snell's Teach Yourself Hindi. This year we're following two books, which is like Advanced Hindi Grammar by Usha Jain, as well as the Pingu Learn Hindi that we collectively worked on it together, right? With that being said, the sessions are always, I always encourage participation. So don't hesitate if you have any questions. Don't think it's a very simple questions, or people may already know about it. If you have a doubt, most likely other people may have similar doubt as well. So feel comfortable asking any questions. Okay, so we'll start simple and we'll continue to build the complexity on top of any topic, right? So this topic that we'll be covering is slightly challenging, but don't worry about that, right? We'll make sure that everyone is sort of like included in that, right? At least you will be able to understand the pattern. Okay, so the theme for this class is, as you know, we have covered a bunch of Hindi grammars, the different ways to conjugate those verbs that we have, different tenses that we have learned. But how about something a little bit more sort of complicated, right? We know when we talk about present continuous tense, we're talking about something that is currently going on, right? For example, I am talking, I'm currently talking, right? I'm playing, if I'm playing something at a moment, I'll say I am playing, present continuous, right? What if something that let's say this is the time frame, okay? And this is the present, past. What if something that you started in the past going on in the present, and it will go in the future as well? Okay, how about those kind of sentences? How do you say them in Hindi? Okay, so my goal for this class is to sort of show the contrast between present continuous tense as well as present perfect continuous tense, something that you started in the past, working on it right now, and this will continue to go in the future. Such as I've been teaching Hindi for the past 14-15 years. I started in the past, I'm doing it right now, I'll continue to do it in the future. Okay, similarly, I've been, let's say, in the United States for the past 20 years. Okay, I started this, staying here in the past, doing it right now, will continue to go. So so you see the continuity. How do you say those sentences in Hindi? Okay, so first we will brush up the present continuous, and then how can we say it in a simpler way, and then the more harder way. That's basically the topic that we have from Usha Jain's book. Okay, so let's get started. Imagine you have a simple sentence such as he is learning Hindi. Very simple sentence. It's you can tell that the person we're talking about is at a moment learning Hindi, right? Present continuous tense. Okay, let's see if we can have some volunteer. Vidya ji, how do you think we will say it in Hindi? He is learning Hindi. What's the verb here? And then tell us how to say this thing in Hindi.
वो हिंदी
Okay. I think 2 people are speaking, but it's okay. Whoever can take chance, okay, go for it. So what is the verb here?
Seek.
Yes.
Hindi seek. Raha hai.
Okay, what is the verb? To learn is?
Seekna.
Very good. Seekna. Right? Ending with na. And because it's present continuous, how are you saying it? You are removing the na. And then?
Seek. So Hindi seek. Raha hai.
Very good. So what you have done is, he in Hindi is vah or wo. Okay. You put the object in Hindi, like in English, as you know, is SVO. You have a subject, verb, object. You have a subject, you have a verb, and then object. But Hindi is SOV, right? Subject, object, and verb. So you have a subject, Hindi, verb is seekhna. And because it's present continuous, you remove the na. And because it's a masculine singular, you put raha. And if it is a girl, वह हिंदी सीख रही है. Right? So far, so good. I hope all of you at least understand this part. Present continuous tense. If you want to say he is learning Hindi, you will say वह हिंदी सीख रहा है. For a guy, for a girl, वह हिंदी सीख रही है. Let's say the same sentence, and this time with Vidya ji, you can share this one. Same sentence, if I were to modify, he is learning Hindi for the last 3 months. For the last 3 months. How will we modify the sentence?
वह हिंदी वह अगले 3 महीने से हिंदी सीखते हुए.
So far, keep it simple. We're still in present continuous tense. Okay, last 3 months. Let's start with 3 months. What is 3 months?
3 महीने.
3 महीने. Very good, right? Read it as 3 महीने. And
four.
Okay. And now for the 3 months would be?
3 महीने से.
Very good. 3 महीने से. Okay. All you have to do is put this in the sentence. That's it.
वह 3 महीने से हिंदी सीख रहा है.
Very good. There you go. वह 3 महीने से हिंदी सीख रहा है. Okay. And that's a simpler way of saying that he is learning Hindi for the past 3 months. In Hindi, you can say that. English, there may be some grammatical issues, but in Hindi, you can say that वह 3 महीने से हिंदी सीख रहा है. Okay?
We don't need pichle or something for like
yes, yes. So you can say that. So for the last, you can say वह. The question is for, because you have a last keyword here, can I say पिछले? Okay, that's correct. You can say पिछले. And basically it's per with e, cha, and then la with a पिछले. Okay, so that's absolutely correct. You can say वह पिछले 3 महीने से हिंदी सीख रहा है.
I had a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Is Kalia improper there?
That's right, because it's the Kalia is for. Okay, for example, if I bring chai for you, right, or I bring a coffee for you, मैं आपके लिए coffee लाया हूँ. Like is he learning for someone?
It needs a beneficiary. So.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It needs a beneficiary, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of new, but.
Awesome. Anyone else? Any questions? Take your time. Ask questions. It's okay.
Ashu Ji, why isn't it 3 महीनों से?
You can say that, right? So basically, the question is, the question is like, why is the, and grammatically you're correct, clergy, but Hindi speakers, they use it interchangeably. So the question is, you have 1 month is ek mahina, right? And if you have 3 months, it's basically teen mahine, because months is a plural and mahina plural is mahine. Her point is, if I put say here, why am I not changing this to an oblique case? Which is correct, you can say that, you should say that, right? So you can say वह 3 महीनों से Hindi सीख रहा है. It's correct, okay? But as I said, Hindi speakers also, because on a day-to-day conversation, nobody will say this is grammatically correct. It will come naturally. It comes natural to me that मैं 3 महीने से हिंदी सीख रहा है. But definitely a great point there. Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Does teen mahine say come after the sentence or?
Yes. So, the Hindi has some flexibility there, right? So you can use after the subject. You can also, if you want to emphasize the time frame, you can sometimes put it in the beginning as well. 3 महीनों से वह हिंदी सीख रहा है. Hindi gives that flexibility, but the most appropriate place to put it is after the subject. Okay.
And you can't put it after the verb, is that right? Does that sound funny if you put it after the verb?
So वह हिंदी सीख रहा है 3 महीनों से. It's a little bit weird. Definitely, yeah, it's a little bit weird. But as I said, Hindi gives you some flexibility there in terms of the word order. Okay. But you are right. It may come across a little bit off, right? If you're putting it after the verb.
The verb always comes last.
Yeah.
I have that same problem with word order.
Yeah,
Especially if it's like nahi. Do I
Yeah.
put the nahi before or after the seek? Like he has not been studying.
Yeah.
Where does the nahi go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if you change that to a negative, where would the nahi go? Would it go?
So let's okay. So where would the nahi go in the sentence, you mean?
Yeah,
What do you think? So the question
I
is,
would think before seek.
okay, वह हिंदी नहीं सीख, that's correct, वह हिंदी नहीं सीख रहा है. Even though I myself as well, as I'm talking it, sometimes I put, most of the time I put it before the verb, sometimes I put it after the verb as well. वह हिंदी
Well, you can put it in between.
Yes, you can put it, yeah, हिंदी नहीं सीख रहा है. Yep. Any questions? Any more? This one is good. Okay. So this is the easier way of saying it. If you want to say, without learning too much of the things in detail, if you want to simply say or show continuity of something. Okay. Now let's learn about what are other ways of saying it. Okay. So let's say, generally, as you know, present continuous is always about something that you are doing at the moment. Okay. But let's say, you want to say it in a different way. You want to say it's been 3 months. It's been 3 months since he has been learning Hindi. It's been 3 months since I've been learning Hindi. So now this is a very complex sentence. You have a number 1 and part 1 and you have part 2. Okay. Essentially, this sentence structure, if you notice it, it's showing that the person started this activity in the past, still going on, and will continue to go in the future. It's showing the continuity. The pattern shows it's a passage of time. Passage of time rather than current time. Okay? It's showing the passage of time. It's showing the activity is still going on. Okay? It's unfinished. Okay? So it's slightly more like nuanced than than present continuous tense. Okay, take a moment to look at this sentence first before we jump into the Hindi pattern. And even if you have any questions on this one, we can discuss it. So if you have any questions on just this part first, before we deconstruct, how to say it in Hindi, any other thing that you see in this pattern, it's a passage of time. Okay, it's still going on. So you see the continuity, it's unfinished. Anything else that you notice which is contrasting? Okay, right. So I will divide, because this is a longer sentence, I'll divide it into two parts, number 1 and number 2. And then we will, number 2 is the pattern, number 1 should be easier. Okay, so I'm going to erase it. Okay, I'm going to erase it. It's been 3 months. So 3 months you already know. Like, teen mahino. Okay, 3 mahine basically. I'm going to just say 3 mahine right now to keep it simple. 1 month is 1 mahina. 2 months is 2 mahine. 3 months is 3 mahine. Okay, it's been 3 months. How do you say, it's been just this part? Don't worry about everything else. It's been 3 months. How do we say that in Hindi? Let's see. Someone who has been learning it for a little bit more time. Let's see. Mastranji. It's been 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 mahine se.
Okay. So that's one way of saying it. 3 mahine se. What else? 3 months let's say indirectly you're saying, 3 months have gone by or something like that.
3 महीने हो गए.
Very good. 3 महीने हो गए हैं. Okay. What else? So that's one way of saying it.
3 महीने बीत गए.
Okay. 3 महीने
बीत गए.
Okay. हो गए हैं, बीत गए हैं. Simply बीत गए हैं.
3 महीने हो चुके हैं.
Very good. 3 महीने हो चुके हैं.
3 mahine chale gaya.
Okay. 3 महीने चले गए हैं. Something with ho. Can you use a different form of ho?
हुए हैं.
Very good. हुए हैं. 3 महीने हुए हैं. Okay. There are many ways of saying it. It's been 3 months, but generally speaking, these are 3 or 4, most common way of saying it. That 3 महीने हो चुके हैं, 3 महीने हो गए हैं, 3 महीने हुए हैं. Okay. We are the most common one. Essentially, it's basically using the present perfect form, right? हो चुके हैं, हुए हैं, हो गए हैं. Okay. Part 1. Okay. Bear with me. Okay. This is as we break things down here. Okay. 3 महीने हुए हैं. Okay. 10 साल हुए हैं. It's been 10 years. Okay. Feel free to practice in your head and change the number or the unit here. Instead of month, you can say year or something like that, right? Or day as well. Okay. But this is part 1. 3 महीने हुए हैं. Now let's see. He has been learning Hindi. So I'm going to erase it. Okay. We will come back to this part. But let's try to deconstruct the number 2 part. He's been learning Hindi. Because it's a continuity, okay, what you do here in this one is you take the verb. Okay, the verb here is to learn Hindi only. Okay, so basically to learn is seekhna. Okay, seekhna. But because this activity, it's still going on, it started in the past, happening in right now, and still going on, what you do in Hindi is you take the imperfective participle form of it. Okay, so what is that? From seekhna it becomes, for a masculine, basically I'm going to write down the same thing that we've been learning in the past. So you take the oblique form of, so you take the imperfective participle, and then here I'm going to just say masculine singular. And it's probably a lot of items to digest, but we'll break it down. So the verb is seekhna. From seekhna, Mastaramji, what will you say the imperfective participle form of seekhna?
Sikha atha.
Okay, so basically you remove the na and you either can say seekhta, seekhti, or seekhte. Those are the imperfective participle. Okay, for what is the masculine singular among these?
Sikha.
Very good. Seekhta. What is the oblique case of it?
Sikte.
Very good. So seekhte. That's it. So that's where we have to get to. Okay. And then after that, whenever you want to show the continuity, you put the hue after that. So seekhte. Yes, continue, Mr. Ramji. Seekhte.
Sikte huwa.
Hue.
Huwa.
Seekhte hue. And similarly, Hindi seekhte hue. Okay? Hindi seekhte hue. Okay? Let me recap it again. The verb, it's hard. Okay? So don't feel bad. Don't feel, that, you're not getting it. It's just, this is really hard. So to learn Hindi is seekhna, right? Hindi seekhna. That's the verb. But when you want to show the continuity, an activity that is currently going on, okay, since the time this person started learning Hindi, what you do is you take the imperfective participle form. And the imperfective participle form is nothing but, the verb conjugation. So you remove the na, and these are the possibilities, seekhta, seekhti, and seekhte. Okay, but you take the masculine singular form invariably. Whether we are talking about a girl, she's been learning Hindi for 3 months, or a group of people, invariably you always take the masculine singular form, seekhta. And when we take about oblique case, it's basically they remove the ta and you put te. Okay, just like mahine becomes mahino after we put in the post position, here the oblique form is seekhte. Okay, and then you put hue. Okay, so I'm going to erase it. You'll definitely see repetition here. So if you didn't get it, don't worry. You will get it. Okay, so I'm going to write it again. So from Hindi seekhna, it becomes Hindi seekhte hue. This is what was the total transformation. The verb was seekhna and it transformed into seekhte hue. Okay. So forget about part 1. We are still on part 2. Hindi seekhte hue. To who? Okay. So let's say you have, again, there is a pronoun called vah. And I'll need your help, Radhika ji. So how will we say the second part? Let's try to put it together. He has been learning Hindi. What will be the structure? You have a subject here, right? So let me know when you unmute or when you connected, and then we'll work together.
Sorry, Ashu Ji, can you please repeat the question, please?
So now we are on part 2, right? So right now we have deconstructed. The verb will be Hindi seekhte hue. The verb here, the base verb is to learn Hindi is Hindi seekhna, but we have Hindi seekhte hue. Put the word order. In which order will you say he has been learning Hindi?
He has been learning Hindi.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so you will have subject, right?
Subject is Hindi.
Okay.
No, sorry. वो
Vah. Okay, so you have a vah. And then something here plus this part. Hindi सीखते हुए. Okay, what will come here?
She has been learning Hindi.
Is he the one beneficiary? Is he the one beneficiary? Like when you are learning Hindi, you are getting the result of it, right? What do you think will come here?
Oh,
Almost there.
I'm completely.
No, you're almost there. I think you touched upon it briefly.
Like coat.
Very good. Very good. So it will become
So then
Oh, usse.
usko.
Usse.
Very good. So you have
Usko.
usko or usse. Okay. Now finish up the whole thing. So usko Hindi सीखते हुए, and then put the part 1 that we learned. उसको हिंदी सीखते हुए
3 महीने
3 महीने
3 महीने हो गए. No, हो गए, not हो गया.
या
इसे 3 महीने हो गया.
हो गए हैं, हुए हैं, हो चुके हैं. Either one is fine. Okay.
Oh, okay. 3 महीने हुए हैं.
3 महीने हुए हैं. Okay. So now we basically put the both the parts together. Okay. Let me try to explain again, because I'm sure it's such a hard thing. Like some of you may have missed it. It's been 3 months since he's been learning Hindi. So we deconstructed the sentence into 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is basically 3 महीने हुए हैं. Now we are talking about part 2. He has been learning Hindi. Okay. We learned that Hindi सीखना or सीखना is the word, but because we are showing the perfect continuous tense, the pattern here is you सीखना becomes सीखते हुए. Okay. The details behind that we covered it, because we said you take the imperfective participle form, which is सीखता, सीखती or सीखते. You take the masculine singular form of it, which is सीखता. You make the oblique case, which is सीखते, and you put हुए. Okay, Hindi सीखते हुए. Okay, if you're finding the internal details hard, just go by the pattern. Okay, the pattern here is if the verb is सीखना, it change into सीखते हुए. Remove the na and put the te and put हुए. सीखते हुए. Okay. Now I'm going to take something complete beginner or completely new and ask them, what if the verb here is to work? Okay. And if you may not know, to work is काम करना. काम करना. Jade, I'm gonna volunteer you if you're comfortable. I know you're joining for the first time, but I really want to test it out. What do you think will change into? काम करना is to work. Okay.
All right. Karmte हुए.
Very good. Very good. So you change it to काम करते हुए. Right? You remove the na and you put काम करते हुए. The same sentence, if you have to say, it's been 3 months since he's been working. How will you say the same sentence? It's been 3 months since he's been working.
3 महीना काम करते हुए.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. वह becomes उसको. So उसको finish it up. उसको काम करते हुए.
I'm a little confused.
Yeah. So the pattern was, first when we say the first sentence, उसको हिंदी सीखते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. Right? That was the number one. It's a longer sentence, but you have this part. 3 महीने उसको हिंदी सीखते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. The base pattern here is उसको 3 महीने हुए हैं. Okay? You can replace this with something else. Because in this sentence we're saying it's been 3 months since he's been learning Hindi. Okay? What if you want to say it's been 3 months since he has been working? Or it's been 3 months since he has been like reading. Okay, reading a book. Okay? And for that, I was just trying to play around with this pattern. Instead of सीखना transform into सीखते हुए. Okay? And let's say
Ashu Ji, why did the waha went into usko?
Usko, very good, right?
Can you
Because
explain it a bit?
yeah, because he's the one benefiting from it, from the actions of an activity. Okay, so that's why we put vah plus a post position after that, ko, and it becomes usko. Okay, let's say you want to say give him a cup of coffee, right? So usko coffee do. You may ask, why are we putting usko there? Because he is the one benefiting from drinking coffee, right? That's why usko coffee do. Okay, or to me, give me the coffee, mujhko coffee do, right? So that's why we're putting the ko after the subject here. Okay, bear with me, this is a little bit hard. Okay, so if I were to come back to you for a minute, Jade, the verb initially was सीखना and that changed into सीखते हुए. You said same thing you can apply for to work. To work is काम करना and you said काम करते हुए. And you can really replace this with काम करते हुए. So you had उसको काम करते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. It will mean it's been 3 months since he's been working. Okay? I'm gonna erase it and I'm gonna keep these 2 patterns ready for you here so you can see it. Okay, so now I'm gonna change it to live. To live here, to live is anyone? To live, रहना. Rehna. Okay, so the verb here is rehna. What do you think it will change into? You can all write it in your chat box. Actually, why don't we do that? Don't give an answer right now. All of you should write it down either on the Zoom chat or on Facebook. सीखना becomes सीखते हुए, काम करना becomes काम करते हुए, रहना will become, and then I want to see how all of you do it. Everyone, I want to see your answer. Okay, awesome. Maddie, great job there. And similarly, everyone who are joining on Facebook, Babra ji, Tarda ji, Maddie, Newton, Stephen ji, Shireen, Samantha. Okay, awesome. So let's see, how are you doing here? Okay, awesome. So I think very good. As you rightly pointed out, रहना becomes रहते हुए. रहते हुए. Now you want to say it's been 3 months since this person has been living in New York City. How will you say that? Claire, Professor Claire?
It's been 3 months since we've been living here.
Yeah, in New York City or yeah, anywhere.
New York City.
Yeah.
उसे रहते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं.
Very good, right? उसको रहते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. And you can put उसको न्यूयॉर्क में रहते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. उसको लंदन में रहते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. Okay? Or if you want to put it generically, उसे यहाँ रहते हुए, here. That's what you said, right? It's been 3 months he's been living here. उसको यहाँ रहते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. Any questions so far? Be honest, who's finding it hard? You can raise your hand. And then at least who's finding it hard?
I'm finding it difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought like verb was at the end, but
Which
at the end of the,
which part, Jay?
no, the end of the sentence is 3 mahine hai. So
हुए हैं, तीन महीने हुए हैं.
yeah.
Yeah. So this part is hard, you mean? The last part?
No, I thought the verb stayed at the sentence, meaning to live, right?
One more time. So, in your mind, how else were you thinking? Will you say this one? उसको न्यूयॉर्क में रहते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. What is your dialogue? Like, what were you thinking it should be?
उसको 3 mahine hai New York rehte hai. Is that
Okay.
correct?
So, उसको, let me write it down. उसको, yes, keep going. 3 महीने हैं. उसको 3 महीने हुए
New
हैं.
York.
Is that what you say? उसको 3 महीने हुए हैं.
New York rehte hai.
न्यूयॉर्क में, in New York, right? So न्यूयॉर्क में रहते हुए. Is that what you're thinking in your head?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering if that's correct.
That's correct. That's correct. As I said, Hindi has this flexibility. You know, उसको 3 महीने हुए हैं न्यूयॉर्क में रहते हैं. You can say this, the same sentence in this structure as well. Okay. Grammatically, that's also correct. It's more common to say उसको न्यूयॉर्क में रहते हुए 3 महीने हुए हैं. But you can say this also. उसको 3 महीने हुए हैं यहाँ रहते हुए. Okay, and that's absolutely correct. So you can use this word or order also, as long as the incorrect would be, if you don't put, co here, you have to put co with the verb. Okay, as I said, the other way would be what we practice, like वह 3 महीने से और 3 महीनों से न्यूयॉर्क में रह रहा है. That's another way of saying it. But I don't want to confuse it further. If your dilemma was like, why are we not putting this after the subject, you can use that. You can say immediately, उसको 3 महीने हुए हैं काम करते हुए, यहाँ काम करते हुए. Okay, which means you are emphasizing the 3 months more. Okay. But does that eliminate or does that help you if we were to say that this sentence structure is also same? Like, what other difficulty were you facing?
Yeah, that helps me a lot.
That helps you? Okay. Awesome. Anyone else? Okay. Now I'm gonna give a more funny one, which is everyone's favorite, because if someone has been sleeping for like 10 hours, like we want to, how will you say that? It's been 10 hours since he's been sleeping. Why don't I ask all of you to write it down? 10 hours, okay? Instead of 3 months, now I'm changing it to 10 hours. And the verb here, as you know, is to sleep. In case the question is not clear, all of you are trying to write, it's been 10 hours since he's been sleeping, or he's been sleeping for 10 hours. Okay, great work, everyone. Keep going it. Okay, keep doing it, everyone. I want all of you to try it out. The verb to sleep, as you know, is sona. So think about how sona will get transformed. Okay, and then you have the template in front of you, right? उसको काम करते हुए 10 महीने हुए हैं, right? Let's see how everyone else is doing it. So Tarja ji on Facebook, it's so you will not put say here, right? That's the only change you will make. There's no use of postposition say here. Usko. So basically, sona will become. Let me ask everyone here. Meera ji, what will sona change into?
Sonte.
sote hue. Very good, right? Sote hue.
Sote.
Right?
Oops. Sote.
Right. So now let's say how will you say it? Usko.
उसको सोते हुए 10 घंटे हुए हैं.
That's right. उसको सोते हुए 10 घंटे. You can say हो गए हैं, हुए हैं और हो चुके हैं. Awesome. There you go. Right. Some of you had put 10 घंटे से you know, I can see where your confusion is coming from. You know, typically you will say वह 10 घंटे से सो रहा है. वह 10 घंटे से सो रहा है. That's another way of saying it. Okay. But in this pattern, like, you know, it's basically to him, it's been, you know, 10 hours. Okay. That's why you are saying it उसको सोते हुए 10 घंटे हो गए हैं. So you will not put say on this pattern. Any questions on this one? Okay.
What does Gante mean?
Yeah. So when you say, so it's hours, it means hours.
Oh.
Okay. So that's basically, you know, my typical take is like if you're completely new, okay, you can always use English words. Okay. And that's completely fine, right? I mean, or you can, as you keep learning it, there are some formulas to find out from the native speakers. How do you say, like, you know, hour in Hindi? Okay. But it's basically, Ganta is 1 hour and plural is, you know, Gante. Okay. Good question there. Any more questions on this one?
Ashu Ji, could
Yeah.
you have used hote there?
Which one? In the last, हो चुके हैं.
Yeah.
उसको सोते हुए 10 घंटे. Finish it up.
What did we use before? Was it?
You can say हुए हैं, you can say हो चुके हैं, or you can say हो गए हैं.
Could you repeat those?
हो गए हैं. Let me write it down. You can say हो गए हैं, हो चुके हैं और हुए हैं. All of these are appropriate.
Hey, that's the one I was.
Yeah, you can say हुए हैं. Yeah.
Dhanyavad.
Okay. Now I'm going to give one more one, which is, let's say you are at the bus stop or train stop, and you've been waiting for the bus or train or even the taxi to come, and let's say you've been waiting, you know, for let's say 5 hours. I'm going to just make it up. Now in this case, you want to say I've been waiting for the bus or taxi or the airplane for the past 5 hours. Okay, how will you say that? I've been waiting for the bus or taxi or plane for the last 5 hours. This one is hard. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to write it down, okay? And which is I've been waiting for the plane okay, I'm going to say just for 5 hours. Okay, done. I'm going to volunteer you. Just try to follow the pattern. Okay, it's going to come easily. Okay, to wait is, what is to wait done?
इंतजार करना.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good, right? So basically the verb here is to wait, and which means, very good, intezar karna. And I'm going to ask Mahaji, I'm going to come to you, okay, right after this one. So how will this change intezar karna into?
इंतजार करते.
Okay, and very good.
हाँ.
You say intezar
करते हुई
हुए.
हुए.
Okay, इंतजार करते हुए. Okay, now why don't you finish it up? I'm gonna ask done something else then. Okay, go for it.
Okay, 5 घंटे हुए हैं मुझको रेल ट्रेन और इट्स ट्रेन हाँ रेल इंतजार करते हुए.
Okay, so this one is clear. To wait is इंतजार करना. You remove the na and you use the pattern इंतजार करते हुए. Okay, and now you have the subject मैं. I is मैं, and because you put ko after that, it becomes
मुझको.
मुझको. Okay, मुझको. We will put all these objects later on. So you will say मुझको इंतजार करते हुए.
हुए.
Okay, कितने घंटे हुए हैं?
5 घंटे हुए हैं.
Okay, मुझे इंतजार करते हुए 5 घंटे हुए हैं. Okay, मुझे इंतजार करते हुए 5 घंटे हुए हैं. Okay, now all you're saying, it's been 5 hours since I've been waiting. Now the sentence says you're waiting for something. Okay, if it is implied, you don't have to say it, but if you want to be explicit that I've been waiting for the plane, then you say मुझे.
प्लेन. ओके.
मुझे.
मुझको मुझे प्लेन को.
प्लेन का.
हाँ.
Wait of something, right? So मुझको प्लेन का इंतजार करते हुए 5 घंटे हो गए हैं. Like very common thing, right? I mean, you go to the airport, you wait for the plane, right? So it's, that the sentence can come very handy there. Okay, and I know some of you are beginners, so don't mind this one. This is really stretching you a little bit further, right? So if you break it down,
Ashu Ji?
yeah.
Excuse me. So if you had said मुझको प्लेन के लिए, that would have been wrong.
Yes, plain. Yes, it's basically weight of, basically. Even though in English you are saying for, but it's like weight of something. Okay, like paycheck ka intizar, like weight of your paycheck, right? Paycheck ka intizar. It's similar, like the structure is something similar to Ron's daughter, Ron ki beti, okay, or Ron ka beta, right? Similarly here it's प्लेन का इंतजार. क्या? मुझको प्लेन का इंतजार करते हुए 5 घंटे हुए हैं और हो गए हैं और हो चुके हैं. Okay, any questions on this one?
हमारा एक सवाल है.
हाँ, पूछो मसलन. हाँ.
Instead of मुझको, you can always say मुझे. Right?
Yes, you can say that. The question is, can I say मुझे instead of मुझको? Yes. मैं plus को is मुझे और मुझको. Both of them are same. मुझे प्लेन का इंतजार करते हुए 5 घंटे हुए हैं. Yes, that's correct. Any other questions on this one? I was planning to cover some more, but it seemed like this is a little bit hard, so I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm not going to add more complexity on today's topic. Okay. How about, like, let's say you start driving from San Francisco, and let's say there's a lot of traffic, and then you are going to San Diego. Okay, typically it may take 8 hours, but you feel like you've been driving forever, so now you want to say I've been driving since the past 12 hours. Okay, how will you say that? Okay, I've been driving. So someone volunteered it, and someone complete beginners and who think they've not got it. I think it's better to work with them, because that way at least you test your understanding, and then everybody else will benefit from it. So someone who is slightly thinking that they will get it wrong, raise your hand, and don't be shy. Okay, it's all okay to make mistakes. So someone who is really afraid that they will get it wrong, and Otherwise, I'll volunteer somewhere. So let's see. Okay, so I think I see some. Okay, why don't you try? Oh, Jade, go for it. Jade joining for the first time, so I really appreciate you taking the initiative. Okay, go for it. You have to unmute yourself. I don't know if you're talking already.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know the verb.
Okay, so very good. So to drive is ask your friends, ask anyone, pick a name, and ask them what is to drive.
Wida, what does it mean to drive?
Me?
Ah,
I just put drive carne.
yeah. Okay, so very good. So you can say drive karna.
Yeah.
Chalana.
Okay,
Malana.
very good. So you can say drive karna, or you can say gaadi chalana.
So it would be mushko chalana te hue.
Okay, mujhko. What is the verb? The gaadi chalana, and it becomes.
Te hue.
Okay.
Chalan te hue.
Do you think they will have the end sound, or will you simply have mujhko gaadi?
Mushko gali chalan te, right? Chalana.
Chalana becomes chala.
Te, chalan te, right?
So chal a te. There is no end sound. Okay, so remove the na. Yeah. So मुझे गाड़ी चलाते हुए.
Punch.
Okay.
Gante. Is that it?
Yeah. So finish it up. मुझे गाड़ी चलाते हुए 5 घंटे. We were putting something else after that, right? Very good. You can say हुए. Very good. हुए हैं, हो गए हैं, और हो चुके हैं. All of them are correct. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, awesome. So, how you simply, so sometimes, as Rita ji pointed out, to drive is gaadi chalana, but sometimes you may not know, right? So you take karna as a base and you make a drive karna out of it, right? So मुझे drive करते हुए 10 घंटे हो गए हैं, okay? Or let's say similarly to do exercise. Now it may be hard for you. What is exercise? How do I make a verb out of it? So just like you have drive karna, it's become exercise karna, okay? Or similarly homework karna, right? So you can make verb out of it by using to do. Karna is nothing but to do, okay? So to do the driving, to do the homework, to do the exercise, okay? Awesome. Anyone else? Okay. Anyone who think like we should spend some more time next week on this? Be honest, okay? So I was gonna cover today itself. So far, if you notice it, the pattern is in all of them we have the imperfective form of the verb. Okay, we can use the perfective form as well. That is a slight variation, but it changes the meaning. Okay. To give you a slight variation, if you were to say मुझे गाड़ी चलाते हुए, so I'm gonna write it down. Okay, I'm gonna just wrap it up there. So let's say you want to show that it's been 10 years since you've been driving, like because you have a history. You started driving 10 years ago and you've been driving now and you will continue to drive, right? So if you want to say मुझे, slight change, okay? मुझे गाड़ी चलाते हुए, let's say I'm going to make it up, 25 साल, 25 years, 25 साल हो गए हैं. Okay, that means you've been driving for past 25 years. That's your driving history. But let's say you stop driving it and last for the past 5 years you have not driven or you have not touched the car. Okay, you drove for 25 years and then after that you took a pause, and for 5 years you've not touched the car, you stopped driving it. Okay, right now the verb here is the imperfective form of the chalana. The moment you change it to the perfective form, so the verb is chalana, chalana, it becomes chalate hue. That's what we have. But if you change it to the perfective form and you say, what is the perfective form, Vidyaji? Remove the na and
चले, चला, चले, चली.
no, chala, you because it's ending with a, you put
चलाए.
very good. The moment you say मुझे गाड़ी चलाए हुए 5 साल हो गए हैं, that means it's been 5 years since you drove. You stopped driving 5 years ago and you've not driven, since then. But don't worry, we will practice more. The next entire class will be dedicated on what if you were to, do the perfective form, and we will learn how to do perfective form again from scratch. Okay, so no background required. So think about like scenarios like it's been 2 years since I read a book. Okay, or it's been 2 years since I went to India. Okay, how do you say those sentences? So those we will cover next week. Okay, or you want to say it's been 2 hours since I finished cooking. Okay, since you completed an activity. In this case, since you started the activity, that is the contrast. You started this activity 25 years ago. Okay, and the opposite is since you stopped the activity. That's where you change the imperfective to perfective. Okay, so I'm gonna take a pause here. As you know, we do in parallel the reading part as well. My reading part today was combination of both of them, but I'm gonna just read the simpler part of it. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna read it slowly. Okay, the point is not, and it's a complicated part. Okay, as you know, I'm gonna give a summary of it. Okay, so as you know that in parallel we are doing Hindi reading as well, which is basically I am reading a short story and you all are trying to grasp as much as possible and trying to make sense of it. Okay, again, all the details, if you go to the tiny.cc/Hindi University, on the very first page you have a link for Hindi story, in which you have we've been talking about a person called Ron, and the story is revolving around his life, his kids. In the last class we spoke about Ron's daughter Ria. Okay, that she works at a store. Okay, so I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna read slowly. I'm gonna read twice each sentence. Okay, don't worry if it doesn't make sense though. Try to just get the full picture. Okay, रिया को शॉप में और दुकान पे काम करते हुए 10 साल हो गए हैं. रिया को शॉप पे और दुकान पे काम करते हुए 10 साल हो गए हैं. ओके, और रिया के परिवार और रिया की फैमिली को गांव में रहते हुए 20 साल हो गए हैं. ओके, और रिया के परिवार को गांव में रहते हुए 20 साल हो गए हैं. उसके परिवार को, I'm gonna change slightly. Okay, उसके परिवार को हरिद्वार, which is the name of the town, हरिद्वार छोड़े हुए कई साल हो गए हैं. कई is many. Okay, उसके परिवार को हरिद्वार छोड़े हुए कई साल हो गए हैं. Okay, और परिवार से मिले हुए और एक्सटेंडेड फैमिली से मिले हुए B, कई साल हो गए हैं. Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. Okay, रिया को दुकान पे काम करते हुए 10 साल हो गए हैं और रिया के परिवार को गांव में रहते हुए 20 साल हो गए हैं. रिया की फैमिली को हरिद्वार छोड़े हुए कई साल हो गए हैं. ओके, और एक्सटेंडेड फैमिली से मिले हुए भी कई साल हो गए हैं. Okay, I changed slightly on the fly because we didn't prepare for the perfective participle, so I made slight changes. Let's see who was able to get some part of it. My apology, we're going slightly over time, but I'll try to still finish it up. Who was able to get some part of it? Raise your hand. Okay, Sunita ji, you want to give it a try? I'm gonna read.
I just didn't get the last.
Okay, so let me read it. Let me read it.
रिया को दुकान पे करते हुए 10 साल हो गए हैं.
Okay, what does it mean?
Ria didn't go to the shop for 10 years.
So रिया को काम करते हुए 10 साल हो गए हैं. That means it's been.
She's been working at the shop for the past 10 years.
That she's been working in the shop for the past 10 years. Wonderful. Next one.
और रिया के परिवार को गांव में जाते हुए 20 साल हो गए हैं.
Yeah, wonderful. What does it mean?
Something with the family of Ria in the village. For 20 years.
So what is the verb here?
Going.
Living, रहना, रहते हुए.
रहते हुए. Okay.
So
she's been living in her family village for 20 years.
That's right. She and her family has been living in this village for the past 20 years. Okay, next one.
उसके परिवार को हरिद्वार छोड़े हुए कई साल हो गए
हैं. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Her family has been in Parivar for many years.
Okay, so the verb is
Haridwar. Sorry.
Haridwar is the name of the town. So it's in this case, it basically assumes that they left this village or this town.
Okay.
And to leave is chodna. That's the verb that is being used here. Okay, so cha with o and then da, chodna. Okay, so it's the sound of da, chodna. Okay, so then becomes chode hue. Chodna becomes chode hue. Okay, so it's been कई साल हो गए हैं. सो उसके परिवार को हरिद्वार छोड़े हुए कई साल हो गए हैं. ओके, लास्ट लाइन. डोना जी, यू वांट टू डू इट? आई थिंक यू रेजिंग योर हैंड.
Okay. Well, I didn't write it all down, but और परिवार से मिलने हुए
मिले हुए. Yep, परिवार से मिले हुए.
Extended family B, and that's all I got written.
Okay, yeah, so it's okay. So to meet is milna, right? And then
Milna.
you change it to mile hue, right? So for example, if I say आपसे मिले हुए 5 साल हो गए हैं, what does it mean? It's been 5 years since I have met you, right? So
met you.
The sentence was.
Well, it's been, I didn't get the number how many years that her family they haven't seen their extended family.
Wonderful. They have not seen their extended family for past whatever number of years, kai years, right? So essentially what we said was that Ria has been working in this shop for a certain number of years. She and her family has been living in the town for again certain number of years. They left their previous town, Haridwar, for many years. and they've not seen their extended family for many years. That's the high level summary. Okay. I'm gonna stop the Facebook broadcast, and thank you so much all of you who joined on Facebook. I know this was a hard topic, but